What up, everybody in the YTBC? So, I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying congratulations to all of the winners this weekend. More notably, the fighters that are coming to my mind when I think of the winners of this weekend are Amir Khan, Kownacki, and Shawn Porter. Ugas too. Ugas had a good showing, but I'm not really gonna go ahead and review each fight. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the Amir Khan fight, so I really can't review that one, even if I wanted to at this point in time. But I did see the Kownacki, the Ugas, and the Shawn Porter fight, and But I do congratulate all four fighters, nonetheless. I do want to see the Amir Khan fight. I just haven't had a chance to really look it up and watch it after the fact. My understanding is that he went down in the second round, and it just all comes back to what I've been telling everybody about Amir Khan. And I'm sorry to anybody who's an Amir Khan fan who listens to this video, but Amir Khan, he is one of the fastest and one of the most skilled boxers at 147 pounds. However, it is just a matter of time when they hit that chin, when they play that sweet chin music, when they bust that fine china that he calls a jaw. It's just a matter of time for that to happen. And you can say anything that you want, but when it comes to the welterweight division, Amir Khan has yet to come up against an elite fighter. He struggled with Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri, I think, is a good fighter. I would probably rate him about a B+. So he's not elite. But let any of these elite welterweights who have any kind of power, it's gonna bring an end to his welterweight reign. That is what's going to happen. He may be winning the first couple rounds, but he will eventually get caught. And I'm letting you know right now, Keith Thurman, he is no Samuel Vargas. Errol Spence Jr. is no Samuel Vargas. Terrence Crawford is no Samuel Vargas, and neither is Shawn Porter. All these guys are elite, and I'm not saying they all necessarily beat Khan, but especially the ones with the power, like Spence and Keith Thurman. Yeah, I think it's just inevitable. I was very impressed with Shawn Porter. Just going to speak on that briefly. He really impressed me. He didn't fight the style that he usually does, which is a very ugly fight. He actually showed a lot of finesse, and I'm hoping to see more of that from Shawn Porter. And that definitely, I think he was warranted a rematch with Keith Thurman before, but I definitely would like to see what would happen between him and Keith Thurman with that style. So only time will tell if that rematch happens. It's a very good possibility, being that Keith Thurman can challenge for that belt at any time. He's making it seem like he's going to challenge for it now, but I highly doubt it. I think Keith Thurman is going to want to take some tune-ups. So, only time will tell. We'll see what Keith Thurman wants to do, because right now I'm just not very happy with Keith Thurman. I think he's letting very precious time slip away from him. And your prime only comes once. So Keith Thurman, you need to make a move. You need to make it soon, because he's nearing, if I'm not mistaken, he's nearing 30. He might actually be 30 at this point. I think he might be 29. I don't remember right now. But that doesn't give him a whole lot more time. So he needs to hurry up and start making moves, especially if he truly does want to become undisputed. But really, the main the main course of this video, the meat and potatoes. What I really want to talk about is the case between the lion versus the shark. See, what I see here is, with the statements that Errol Spence had made after the fight, talking about how Terrence Crawford is going to have to come to him. You know, I see Errol Spence as the young, hungry lion. So let me go ahead and get that out the way. He's a young, hungry lion. There is a faction here in the YouTube boxing community that associates themselves with that animal. It's just very fitting for what this analogy is. So you have the young, hungry lion. And on land, you'd be hard-pressed to find any match for the lion. But we all know that this earth we live on is 75% covered in water. I think I might be wrong on that, but I know it's something like that. Might be, if I'm wrong, it's more than 75%. But in the underwater, you have other animals that could rival the lion theoretically if they were able to cross into the other's territory. Now, granted, shark can't go onto land and the lion can go into water, but he loses his advantages as soon as he gets in that water. And the shark, more than likely, depending on the type of shark, because there's many different types of sharks, and there's I'm pretty sure there's different species of lion, but this isn't really National Geographic, so I'm not really going to get into all that. But just think of the great white shark. Think of the shark that is the most dangerous, who you would also be very hard pressed to find a match for. And that is the shark that we are speaking of, which is Terrence Crawford. Now, Terrence Crawford, I think he smells blood. Anybody who knows anything about sharks is that sharks are attracted to blood. You know, that's what they attack when they get the scent of that blood. When they detect blood in the water, that is what they're going to go to, and they go there very swiftly. And whatever it leads them to is eventually going to meet its demise, more than likely. Not always, but usually it's not going to end well for the target. So right now you have Terrence Crawford, who, you know, he fights for Top Rank. Right now he's fighting on ESPN Plus. At least that's where his last fight was aired. And if you go on ESPN Plus, not all his fights, but a lot of his fights are on there. You can go to past fights and watch them. Postall and Ndongo and amongst many others. Jeff Horn. So Errol Spence Jr. is coming up with, like, you know, trying to say that he's the A side, and that, you know, Terrence Crawford is going to have to come to him. And Terrence Crawford has already addressed this on Twitter. And I found his reply to be quite hilarious. You know, his response, I think, was the best response that he could have given. You know, and if I remember, I'll put a screenshot. But I'm telling you, I think Terrence Crawford smells blood. Unfortunately, for this young, hungry lion, this isn't the actual animal kingdom. Like I said, this is not National Geographic. A shark may not be able to just sprout legs and come onto land and attack the lion, but the way Errol Spence is talking, there's an old saying, be careful what you ask for. You're telling Terrence Crawford that he's going to have to come to your side of the street in order to fight you. Terrence Crawford, he hasn't said that he's not willing to do so, and he might just come over there. With the welterweight division right now, the way that I see it, Terrence Crawford very well may be the best welterweight. That's coming from somebody who's been a longtime Manny Pacquiao fan. That's coming from somebody who, for years, has been wanting Keith Thurman to become undisputed at welterweight. But since the last time Keith Thurman fought, there's been some changes going on. And the most notable change, in my opinion, is the arrival of Terrence Crawford. And I'm telling you, Terrence Crawford, he smells blood, and he's gonna do whatever it takes to become undisputed, I think. But anyways, to my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stump on this video, hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.